Hello, my name is Tori Moybrook,
And I'm Lauren Gluck.
and we are doing a presentation for you today on e-reading or electronic reading. To get started, we're going to show you a quick video about the differences between print versus electronic books. Some of these you might relate to, some of these differences you might not. This video is a little silly, but bear with us, we won't make you watch all of it.
I'm Christine. Hello. Today, ladies and gents, we are gonna explore real book versus ebook. 1, dark and mysterious. 2, beautiful. Real books we can pet, and real books are pretty. I like to look at this book. It looks beautiful. I like to put it on my shelf and admire. This book is empty. It's dark, and we don't know what it is. Need to travel light? With the ebook, we travel light. Got 50 books right here. It's like I'm a magician. Here I got one book. It's bigger than the 50. I used to, before my iPad, I actually took a suitcase full of books to school with me. Breaking Dawn took up like half of it. Often.
Okay, thanks for listening to that short little video there. If you would like to see the rest of it and you do relate to some of these concerns, feel free to check it out. You can check out our Prezi and watch the rest of it. But to continue, I'm going to ask you an opening question. Do you prefer reading in print rather than reading digitally? Think about that for a quick second. Okay, so if you're like everyone else, you probably said you prefer print over digital reading. This is fine. You may also think that anyone who prefers digital reading is some sort of traitor in terms of literacy and keeping books alive, which is also fine. But I have a question for you. Do you love a book because of its pages, or do you love a book because of the words on its pages? I think it's easy to get caught up in this debate between e-book versus print book, but when it comes down to it, it's all about what the book says. It's not about how we read it or how we get access to it or anything like that. It's mostly about what it says. As pre-service teachers entering the age of the digital classroom, we have to begin to put the ways of the past behind us and move on with the ways kids are reading today, which is through ebooks. So we need to learn to embrace that kind of reading. I know that a lot of us feel uncomfortable with that idea, but I think just starting out, challenging yourself to actually try and read an ebook may make it seem a little less scary, and you might actually enjoy it. We know this is easier said than done, so we hope we can make e-reading a little bit less scary for you today throughout our presentation.
For this presentation is kind of some extra resources to look into for more information on ebooks and e-reading. There are a couple articles that we've chosen as resources. There's one article that is geared more toward early childhood teachers that talks about teaching with interactive picture ebooks in grades K through 6. So if you are an elementary school teacher and would like to go to follow that resource, that would be a good article for you to read for more information. There's a second article that we chose for more of the middle secondary reading English teachers and other teachers. So if it talks about e-textbooks, a personalized learning experience, or a digital distraction. So whether all of the links and the things that are embedded in e-textbooks, whether those are helping our students or whether they're being distracting. So you can follow that link and move on to that article. There's a few guiding questions that you can think about as you're reading. If you'd prefer to stop this presentation and go to those links and read the articles now, you may, or you can continue the presentation and read the articles following. But as a few questions just kind of to guide your thinking as you're reading. So how has your reading in digital format been different than your reading in traditional print format? Do you read differently? Is there just a different way that you kind of absorb the material? Have you ever used an e-textbook or e-book? What are the potential benefits and challenges of using these in the classroom? How is the nature of text changing? And how can we help our students to adapt to this change and be literate in this new way of teaching?
After you read that, or if you want to read it later, we are going to move on to this practical reading application. We've gone through 4 apps that have to do with reading and teaching in the classroom, and we are going to dig a little bit deeper with them. with you. We're going to move over to the Google Slides, so if you want to look at that, you can just click that link there. Otherwise, we'll take you right there right now, and we'll walk you through it. We went through 4 different apps. I guess it's loading. Okay, so we went through 4 different apps, Imagistory, WiggleWorks, Goodreader, and Kindle/eTextbooks. Here are some awesome links for you if you want to check these out. You can do that and then look at our charts that we made for you, or if you just want the condensed version of all this information, you can just follow along with us.
So first app is Imagistory. Just briefly describing it, this application provides multiple picture books where students can create their own story and record their voice, so there's no dialogue or words on the images already. They can record their voice and they can tell their own stories, so it kind of sparks their creativity. They can be shared with other Imagistory friends, like other devices. All children can create stories regardless of language or reading ability, so that's kind of cross-cultural, so it can be really great. The objective is that students can create their own story through looking at pictures and recording their narration. So they get to, really stretch their imagination and put their own language to these pictures. The costs are, there's 2 free stories, but if you want more, each is $1.99, so there is a cost to it. The benefits are that students can really be creative. They get to hear their own voice, and it's easy to use, so it's very childhood friendly. This is more geared toward the younger ages, more of the elementary age. Some of the challenges are that the pictures are pre-made, so students are only limited in creating their own story because it has to match their picture. The stories are wordless. The app does not necessarily teach students how to read written words, so it may not necessarily support them, their phonics and all that kind of recognizing words, but it's kind of more for imagination. It could be better if they could import their own pictures, which could be something that maybe later on the app could develop. Classroom implications, it could be great for centers, inspire creative writing, practice fluency, group story time, and comprehension. Another fun program that we found for the more geared toward the younger grades is called WiggleWorks. And there's 3 parts to it. There's a read aloud, a read independently, and writing. There's a My Book where they can edit the book. It has leveled readers, so once again, this is good for the elementary grades. And one of the links that we provide you for this website gives you kind of a great little walkthrough tutorial, so you get to really experience the program and kind of see what it can do. So if you want to follow that link, you can get a good idea of what this program is. The objective is to help practice reading and writing when it uses pictures to support the text, which is great for the images. The potential cost about $1,500 to $2,500, and that would probably be something you'd buy for like the whole class or the school you could get funding for. The benefits are that it'd be able to tailor lessons as a teacher, range of genres, and it's engaging but focused on reading objectives, and it's individualized, so with the levels and stuff. Challenges that you need to know step by step what is expected of students, so you'd have to kind of pre-teach it. You also don't want to, you want to avoid learned helplessness, so like clicking on a word that gives the students a tell voice. If you click on a word, then the program reads it for the student, so the word is read aloud, so instead of the student reading itself. So you kind of have to help them work through that for that to be used not as a crutch, but as being supportive for them. Classroom implications, it could be done in a computer lab or in centers independently, which would be great. Other notes, so it would be cool to engage students, great for leveled readers, creativity and freedom while using ebooks, so that could be a fun program.
Okay, another app, this is a little bit more geared towards the high school level, but it definitely could be used in the middle or elementary levels, but it's called Goodreader, and it's basically an annotation app. It basically allows you to read and annotate via the iPad. The objective of the application is obviously annotation. You can draw, highlight, write notes. You can use a stylus, or you can write with your finger. But basically, you're just annotating any sort of text. You can annotate a book, you can annotate a article, whatever you can find. It is a $5 app, which I mean a lot of us who don't want to pay $5 for an app aren't too keen about. However, if you are going to buy it, it's great to buy for a school district if you have that one-to-one technology, because you can use it in all of your class periods. It's not just an English thing. Some of the benefits, it includes multiple features like I was talking about. You can highlight, write, underline, cross out, or embed links within it, which is actually very cool. Some challenges, it's a little bit unnatural for those of us who are used to reading an actual print. So it's a little bit weird to start writing with your finger on an iPad on a screen and trying to annotate that way, and it's a little bit tedious because you have to make it a little smaller, make it a little bigger, and it's just different. It's something to get used to. But it could be used in a classroom implication for close reading and for differentiation of reading. Some other notes, it can have a color-coded system, which is kind of cool. I think it would be better with a stylus personally, just because I'm not too comfortable yet writing on my iPad. I would prefer that pen to paper feel. And there's that freehand highlighting, which makes it easier. Okay, now we're going to go through the Kindle, and to show you this, we're actually going to just show you the link so you can see what it looks like. You can check out this video anytime. It's pretty great.
When you study, we know you want to be as efficient as possible. So we've built features into Kindle textbooks that will make studying faster and easier. Check out some of the great ways you can use textbooks on your Kindle app for iPad. Flexible navigation features let you flip back and forth between pages on your Kindle textbooks, so you can review a previous chapter or help answer study questions. Need to find a topic? Search lets you find what you were looking for instantly. Tap the X-ray button to dive deeper into the contents of the page. Get the glossary definition. Cross-reference terms with other locations in the book, read on Wikipedia, or even watch a video from the web. Do you like to highlight your textbook? Kindle makes it easy to highlight passages as you study, and save passages or charts to review later. You can select any highlight and change the color, or add a note. Highlight a passage and tap the note icon. You'll see your note right in the page of your book. Tap the Notebook button and see all of your highlights and notes in one place for review. From there, you return to any note, highlight, or bookmark with a single tap. Add a star to the most important items and filter at any time. Whether you're sitting down to read, doing a quick lookup, or reviewing your notes for a test, Kindle makes it easy to get more out of your textbooks. Learn more and save time by getting your textbooks on one of our free Kindle apps for iPad, Android tablets, PC, and Mac, or on a Kindle Fire tablet.
So as you can see, the Kindle e-textbooks are pretty great. You can use it for a lot of different things, a lot of different classes. It's got lots of cool applications with the highlighting and the looking up the words and all that kind of stuff. To end our presentation, Lauren's going to take it away.
Yep, we want you to share your learning. So what we'd like you guys to do is, if there was things that sparked your interest or you were intrigued by, or maybe you have questions or you want to kind of join the community about this topic, you can tweet about something that you particularly liked or that you learned, or a resource or an app that you found interesting, using the hashtag #TechReading. So you can kind of join that Twitter community that is talking about maybe all of these more apps and these tech reading.
You can also tweet at us directly if you have questions. I'm at Team Waybrook. That's at TMOOIBROEK.
And I'm at Lauren Gluck.
Anyway, we're going to end on this video here.
Alright, check out this bad boy. 12 megabytes of RAM, 500 megabyte hard drive, built-in spreadsheet capabilities, and a modem that transmits at over 28,000 BPS.
Wow. What are you going to use it for?
Games and stuff.
So clearly, as that putting a little video kind of shows us, technology has come a long way. There's many new developments, things that are coming that are new and new every single day, and we need to embrace the newness and the new coming age and be able to be aware of all these technologies and being able to understand them and how that we can use them in our classrooms, and how we can teach our students to use them in a educational way, and to teach them that technology is not just used for games and for extracurriculars, but that it can be beneficial and you can learn a lot from it.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation on e-reading today and that you learned something. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.